Okay, so I'm going to show you how to take your notes or take your quotes and sort of passages that you liked and turn them into your own writing so you're not plagiarizing. You just watched a video on summarizing and paraphrasing. And so here is the article or the excerpt that we read from the Pedagogy of Poverty versus Good Teaching. And there's two sections I really like, and I want to try and combine them into one or two sentences, basically, their ideas. So the first part is this basic menu of urban teaching functions characterizes all levels and subjects. A primary teacher might give information by reading a story to children, while a high school teacher might read to the class from a biology text. Interestingly, both offer similar reasons. The student can't read for themselves, and they enjoy being read to. Taken separately, there may be nothing wrong with these activities. There are occasions when one of the 14 acts might have a beneficial effect. Taken together and performed to the systematic exclusion of other acts, they become the pedagogical coin of the realm in urban schools and constitute the pedagogy of poverty. And if I go down further in the article, there are a couple things from these ideas that teaching is what teachers do, learning is what students do. Teachers are in charge and responsible. And then back here, basic skills are a prerequisite for learning and living. Students are not necessarily interested in basic skills. Therefore, directive pedagogy must be used to ensure that youngsters are compelled to learn their basic skills. And so all three of those parts of the text kind of capture this same idea that teachers are keepers of knowledge. Students are coming to school with deficits in knowledge, and we must then do things for them because they can't do them for themselves, we meaning teachers. So I'm going to try and capture that idea. So I'm going to give credit to these ideas because they're not mine. In the article, the pedagogy of poverty versus good teaching, in quotes, comma, the idea is presented that in urban schools, students come with deficits in their learning. As a result, teachers must provide instruction and perform tasks that the students cannot do for themselves. I'm also going to say provide instruction with basic skills and perform tasks that students cannot do for themselves. And so that kind of captures the ideas. I did use basic skills from the text, which was a term. So some of the words are in there, but that's taking sort of three different parts of the article and summarizing it into one piece. I also want to show you why I might use a quote. So in this article, Civil Rights Problems in the U.S. Schools, 10 New Numbers, there's particularly one fact on the bottom that I want to use. In schools with high Black and Latino enrollment, 10% of teachers were in their first year compared with 5% in largely white schools. This is very short, and I want to use the exact quote because it's difficult to paraphrase a short line like that, and it's just very distinct. So I'm going to copy this one because I know I'm going to use it as a quote, and I'm going to again introduce it because it's not my idea. So I got to go back to the article and find out where's this information coming from. It's coming from the U.S. Department of Education, 2013-2014. So I'm going to introduce that. The U.S. Department of Education noted in 2013 to 14 that, comma, you always put a comma before you're about to introduce your quote, and I'm going to change it from a capital to a lowercase I, but everything else will stay the same. That in schools with high Black and Latino populations, enrollment, 10% of teachers were in the first year compared with 5% in largely white schools. So I have this information. Now I want to say why I'm including that. How does this connect back to my claim? So I'm going to add in my own thinking and reasoning. This seems to put certain populations at a disadvantage because they are receiving instruction from more inexperienced teachers in relation to white students. Okay, and so if I'm talking about civil rights, and this is connecting back to my claim, and it's about access to quality education, it's about equity, but my quote is in line. Everything else is my own wording. And so these are two ways that you can incorporate this. Your goal is to incorporate information from different areas and different sources, at least 3 different sources, and put them into your own sort of thinking. All right?